And good afternoon, slightly less lockdown Britain. Well, from July the 4th anyway, I'll be able to get within 1 metre of someone, which, let's face it, if you're tall, is a bit of an absurdity. That's no longer 1 metre. Your arm is 1 fucking metre, for Christ's sake. I thought I would jump on this afternoon. Ideally, it'd be 5 o'clock, but it's the government briefing, which everyone seems to be watching, even though it's just Etonian bellends deciding how we're going to die. And this year, you can die from disease, next year, poverty. You say that, Wimbledon, that I've got nice hair, but that really is. I was lucky enough to get my hair cut on one of the last days before I left London on lockdown, March to something or other. So this is incredibly long hair plastered back. The fade, Lindsay has touched up. There's grey hair everywhere. It's a mess. I mind the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I am not. It does look a bit grey, doesn't it? Is that sexy or not, girls? I don't know. Is it nice to hold on to a couple of grey handles while I'm munching that? I probably should have just said straight away, if you are under 16, please fuck off. Tim Smith, lucky to have a full head of hair. Have I, though? Should a full head of hair have that angle? Not as much volume there as there used to be. No gap yet, as far as I can tell. But definitely not as much volume. I think it's just a matter of time till we get a monk's patch. Let's face it. Lucky I'm a comedian. So the more embarrassing, funny way I go bald, the better. Am I going bald, Cheryl? Am I? Am I going bald? Cheryl Bolle says I'm going bald. Babe, I don't give a toss. I've had good mileage. My hairline's the same as when I was 18. I checked it. 1 centimetre in front of my ear. But there we are. It definitely used to have hair there and now doesn't. Look, monk's patch. Mind you, that is how I woke up this morning. Maybe I just slept on it. So we'll go until 5 o'clock. By the way, there's a new caning dropping tonight at 8 p.m. talking about the relaxing of the 2 metre rule, 1 metre plus. What the fuck does 1 metre plus mean? I'm doing a math. I just want to touch someone's tits when I'm out. Yeah, my mate Gary's got some serious man boobs. Can I touch them or not? What does 1 metre plus mean? Snazzy eyebrows. These are the eyebrows I was born with. Well, they've grown a bit. Handshake Films has said always crude sexual references. Why? Here's that one for you, Handshake Films. I wank off into your mouth, go away. Will I say ho to Mel and Greg? Mel and Greg, hi. Drinking lots more during lockdown. Do you know what? I think with drinking, it's about moderation. There is nothing wrong. Look, French people have a glass of wine with dinner every night. They don't smash a whole bottle and then do a sambuca afterwards. Handshake Films, please go away. I like sex. I like crude sex. I like crude sexual references. I like thinking about sex, talking about sex, doing sex. I enjoy it. I'm in a loving relationship with my poor wife who's been pounded more than a pestle and mortar during lockdown. I'm sorry if you find mentioning of the filthy body functions too much for you, but to me, it's an amazing part of life and I love exploring it. What's the worst parts of Essex? Can I go to the pub? That's all I want to know. Can I go to the pub and touch Gary's man boobs or not? Are you driving her mad or vice versa? Do you know, Jazz Baku, we're very lucky to have a house with a spare room. We can always get away from each other and a garden. How do I feel about going back on stage, David James? When am I going to go back on stage? Would anyone go to a drive-through gig? There's people that are worried about them. Will they be any good? I personally would do a drive-through gig. The problem with the drive-through gig is the practical issue of I wouldn't be able to hear you laughing. You won't be connected to me with the stage. But for me, I would enjoy it because I would just... I mean, how different is it to now, for fuck's sake? I can't hear any of you. How successful do you think bar monitors are going to be? They'll be great till about 9:30. Then we'll go fucking mental. La 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 la. Hoi, la 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 la. Hoi. Who's my favourite politician to make fun of? All of them. I would say, obviously, you've got to make fun of Boris Johnson, Etonian twat, but it's quite good fun to mock the new one, the one that looks like Spandau Ballet that's in charge of the communists. Gold, gold, I want to redistribute the gold to live in a fairer society. Gold. Yo, Russell, it's me, Ash, from Varisia. Hello, Ash. How are you doing? Can I say Jeremy Carp? Can't wait for the bad Corona romance films coming in 2025. Yeah, normally the film specials would be the next year. But given that no one can film anything, it's going to be quite some time afterwards, I think. Can I sneeze on a flower and give it to my friends? Good one. Becky Gaffney asked, do I like Eminem? I don't mind him. Who's my favourite comedian? I love both Stuart Lee and Tim Vine, have a wide range. What do you make of the Trump Tulsa rally getting punked by teens on TikTok? Is Trump alive? I'm wondering if he's just someone's defrosted some pork mince and rolled it in Granny's pubes and he's just shouting racism from behind the meaty hairy mass. I don't know. McDonald's or Burger King? Oh, do you know what? I've not had either for over a decade. Liz Bentian, ask it again. I see you. I've not had either. I do like a gourmet burger. And do you know what I love? A Five Guys. Grass-fed beef. Good oil on the chips. Bring it on. Actually, you've just really made me fancy a burger. Have I enjoyed lockdown? No, I haven't. I love being on stage. It's all I like doing. Snoopy Holidays asks, Indian or Mexican? I love cooking both equally. It's hard to say. Kira Campbell says, do you know any jokes about Muslims? Funnily enough, I was in the sketch show Muslamic. Am I allowed to bubble now? No one left to bubble with. I don't know what that means, Liz Bennion, but at least I saw your question. I was in a BBC show called Muslamic, and it was a sketch about, well, and got the part, even though everyone else was much more qualified to play it. So it's very funny. So if you want to see lots of Muslim jokes, go to Muslamic. Fucking loads of them. It's a brilliant show. Do I know any jokes about sculptors? Asked Drew P. No, I don't know any more. Moore! It was a Henry Moore joke. Shane Robinson from Cambridge. Where's the best place you've gigged? It isn't really a place. It always comes down to theatre shape. Jim Jeffries, Bill Burr. Don't know anything about Bill Burr. James Fisher. I love Jim Jeffries. Wimbledon saying it's out of sync. I don't know what to do about that. I'll just press the live button on my phone. What got me into comedy? I was working in an office and I was worried. I was so into my job, I wasn't doing anything else. So I just thought, you know what, do something you've never done before. Stick a bungee jump to the ego and go. Do a joke about gypsies, asks Mikey Lawrence. I'm actually pleased to say I cannot think of a single one. Someone says, do a Katie Hopkins impression. No, I won't, because no one wants to hear that cunt twice. I don't know, I was going to try not to use the C word, it's come out. Thoughts on Marcus Rashford? I thought it was bloody brilliant, Nathan. I mean, what's not to like about Marcus taking on the government and getting free? I mean, you've got to be pretty mean-spirited not to want hungry kids to get free school dinners. Anna's asked, how can I listen to Evil Genius? Go to anywhere you get your podcast, hit subscribe, and you will find Evil Genius 4 series now. Snoop Holiday says, will this video be saved on your channel? Hopefully, yes. Now and again, the lives go wrong and they're just not there. Favourite comedian? I've already answered Gabrielle. Tim Vine. Stuart Lee, I really like. Any recommendations on an AC unit? That is a Daikin. I treated myself at the end of the last tour. I'm a little bit hotter than everyone else. I cannot take anything above 20 degrees to sleep in. During the day, I'm repping. This is probably be back to front, but it's 21.6. So, you know, I can happily do something like this at 21.6, but I wouldn't want to go 22 degrees. No way. No, thank you. What am I reading at the moment? Well, in audiobook, I'm reading Jessica Pan's Excuse Me, I Didn't Want to Come, because I'm researching extroversion and introversion for a Radio 4 program I'm making. I'm reading the short stories of, let me get it, the short stories of, in fact, let me just get everything I'm reading next to my bed. That was my elbow, by the way, and it fucking hurt. The short stories of Daphne du Maurier. I mean, you probably think she wrote Rebecca and just haunting romantic novels. You couldn't be more wrong. Dark, macabre, brilliant. Essays by Lydia Davis. I discovered this journalist, Samantha Irby, fucking amazing. And also this book's brilliant if you want to win an argument. It's called The Art of Logic. I'm shit at maths, always was shit at maths. So I thought, yeah, boom, do that. Do my stand-up special here. Do you know what? I was just touring my most, I'm not showing off, it just was my most successful stand-up show so far. Luck, whatever it was, I got it right. And haven't got to film it, haven't got to do any of that. And I just thought, what if I were to do it live or something like that? I mean, it would take quite a lot of technical setup, but let's just say watch this space. Susan Stockman, I need TikTok. Unfortunately, I follow the TikTok rule, which is you log on, and if you're over 30, you get a screen which says, fuck off, you twat, grow up. Do I like Steve Merchant? Of course I do, Dave Murdoch. Shane Robinson from Cambridge. Which celebrity would you fight in a boxing match? I don't know. Anyone who was my weight, similar age to me, similar experience. I'd be up for that. What do you think of Afterlife 2? Great. Fave scent. The scent of cunny juices. You might find that sexually explicit, but you've asked me. And I do like being used by a seat. You know, used as a seat by an angry lady. What's your favourite thing to cook for Lindsay? I'm a typical man. I love a one pot meal. Men love it in a pot. I like, even if something with mince, I don't even like to brown it. Just to fucking throw it in. No browning. Turn it on. Boom. Eat it. Boris or Cummings? Who would you rather meet? What? Am I allowed a fucking tool when I meet him? How much money would it take to make you kiss the Queen on the lips? Well, given I would then be arrested and probably do a long stretch in prison, I wouldn't do it. Daniel Harris asks favourite sandwich. One with me in the middle. Should there be an inquiry into how Boris handled Corona? Do you know what? There should be. I don't know the rest of you. I can't be fucking arsed. Why don't we all just say Boris was a bit shit, not re-elect him, and not waste money? Put the money where it's needed. Yes, of course I've watched Breaking Bad. How long would I last in prison? It depends who I was inside, Jazz. Maybe about 10 minutes if it was a new boy. Favourite TV series at the moment? I've only just discovered Ozark, and I'm deep into series 2. Who asked the Madame Bovary question? That's my favourite book. Maybe you know that. Do you like Boris? Do you know what, Isla? That's a harder question to unpack than you think, because I do like him. He makes me laugh and he seems jolly. But then, you know, I wouldn't want him to do open heart surgery on me any more than I want him to run the country. What's my favourite sweating like? I'm sweating like the first day of COVID's. Have I watched Killing Eve? Yes, first series great, second series, what a pile of dog shit. Do I think Lee Mack is funny? I don't just think Lee Mack is funny, Andy Harris. Lee Mack, I would say, was one of the masters that formed me when I was still doing my day job and didn't even dream of having a career. I got a gig, a massive gig, supporting Lee Mack on tour. That means I go out for 20 minutes to people that only want to see Lee Mack, and I attempt to make them laugh. A very, very, very tough thing to do when it's not your audience. And just watching him every night and performing for his crowds, man, that made me. So I owe a lot to Lee Mack. He taught me how to move. People never see the link, but I move my body like Lee. That's where I learned it. Tim Smith, I love Lee Evans' energy. The material's a bit before my time to connect with, but my God, the material and the movement and the use of physicality, definitely an influence. Clap your hands so we can see the delay. Dave Murdoch, have I ever been dogging? No, but I have had a wank in Asda and then got arrested. What COVID-related thing would you put in Room 101? COVID's itself, you weirdo. Pantograph Productions. Yeah, I think I probably will get a lot of material out of COVID and use it on the next tour. Ketchup or brown sauce on a bacon sandwich? Dominic Crimmings. Ketchup. It's got to be ketchup. Boxers or knickers? Boxers. Martin James, how would I change my style? Do you mean stand-up style or how I dress? What I've realised now is, it doesn't matter for anyone else watching this. You express yourself, do what you like. But for me, if I was to look at this clip in 10 years' time and I've got a black T-shirt on and a side parting, I'll be fine. People will still have black t-shirts and side partings in 10 years. Whereas if you look at me 10 years ago, spiky hair, blonde streak, prick. Banana on toast, fucking definitely, on cheat day. Bum Trump or Biden? I'd probably bum Biden because then he'd deny it and still get elected anyway. What's in your room 101, asked CJ. I actually did it. So why don't you have a look at it up? It's on iPlayer. Will you embrace grey hair? Well, I don't know why people think I haven't got grey hair. It's very complimentary, but my hair is absolutely grey as fuck. Can you not see it? Can you not see my grey hair? Pineapple on pizza, Kerry Ainsworth. The reason I'm going to say yes, Kerry Ainsworth, is because I eat everything. That's how I was brought up. I wasn't brought up in a, does baby not want it, baby? I used to go over to stay at some people's houses and, you know, the mum and dad would have a really nice shepherd's pie with vegetables. And then the kids would get potato smiley faces, fish fingers and tumour, cancer, leukemia food to eat. What the fuck? In my house, it was, that's shepherd's pie. That's what you're getting. You don't want it? No problem. Get down from the table. Instead, you can starve to death, you fussy little cunt. It's weird because within 3 days, when your ribs start to come through, suddenly you eat Brussels sprouts. Have you ever noticed there's no children in Africa going, do you know what? I think I'll go hungry tonight, mummy, because I fancy what's-its. Will the 1 metre rule crowd work for crowds? No, it won't. The theatres will not open so long as we have 1 metre rule. I'm completely fucked, properly. Like, I know I'm one of the lucky ones. I've got a nice house and money in the bank and my tour just paid out. But from then on in, I am screwed. I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me, but I'm nothing. I just have nothing. So, I mean, God knows how long it'll go on for. Are you going to the pub ASAP? I'm going to go on July the 3rd at 11:59 and then smash my head through the door and do a shot. Manscaping, yes or no? Absolutely, yes. Can you recommend any lesser-known comedians? Loads. Can you do an OnlyFan? £10 from me, asked Mikey Lawrence. What's the one thing you cannot live without? If I were, heaven forbid, I was locked down without Lindsay and Minna and I was just locked in this house on my own, I think I would have to have internet just because it's a way of connecting with the world. And also, I just fucking love audiobooks, podcasts. I can keep my brain stocked up. James Fisher, cats or dogs? You should know, James, I have both, a pug and a cat. Thank you, Lisbonian, for buying my book twice. Thank you. I don't know if I've broke my guarantee. It's bloody hard to make money with books. You don't write them for money. Andy Adair asks how long my poos take. I'm very much a drop and shoot. I'm a quick one. Straight into the and it drops. Would I do Anne Widdecombe for 20k? No. What is my greatest strength, asked Drew P? Probably my courage. It takes a lot of courage to go on stage. Do I think comedy is dead? Because you can't make a joke anymore or be called to account. What bollocks? I say whatever I like all the freaking time. All you can't do is be racist or victimise someone in the audience. I mean, if you were doing that before, what were you doing on stage? I called a lone mower a grass hoover. I'm not proud of it. It wasn't my best day. It's good, Gareth Ainsworth. I like that. Would you do the Evil Genius show via Zoom, like Ranjan Nathan? I want to make it as a TV programme. We've made a TV pilot for the BBC. I was trying to get it away when all this kicked off. Yes, I'll damn well will go into a motherfucking restaurant on July the motherfucking 4th. Damn right. Favourite German comedian? I've got to say Henning Wehn, because I'm working with him this week. Have I ever eaten a caterpillar? I've eaten a lizard. I've eaten grubs. I've eaten a cockroach. I've eaten a grasshopper. I haven't eaten a caterpillar. I've eaten a moth, so sort of. That's nearly 5 o'clock, guys. One more move. As soon as we open pubs, there'll be loads of people in a beer down. No, I don't know. Music or book? Books, Martin James. I go days without listening to music, and I love it. I love it, but I can do without it. But I can't do without books. Whenever I'm working with her, I'm cooking, I always have an audiobook in my... Someone just asked, why can't I do a trans joke about athletic competition? It's not that... So people are like, oh, you can't do a trans joke, you're a coward. This is just my personal thing, okay? It's nothing to do with identity politics and being a lefty and being scared and comedy being dead. If I've got 1,000 people in the audience and I tell a joke and 3 people have to leave because they've had a shit night and they're crying, that's a failure on my part. I don't ask other comedians to have that standard, but I love laughter and I want everyone to be laughing. So I personally don't find it funny if 3 trans people get up really uncomfortable and leave the theatre. So rather than it being, I'm coward, I'm just an egomaniac that need everyone in the room to love what I'm saying. And if you don't have the skill to do that, you either need to become a shock comic or don't be a comedian. I mean, I'm quite old school, I suppose. Comedy is to make people laugh, not to make people gasp and then point at as someone who happens to be African leaves the room crying and say, wow, what a brave comedian. He made an African person cry. I don't think that's brave. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. On the scale from 1 to 10, how boring did you find the corporate advisory? I did not. I fucking love and miss corporate awards. I hope it came across how much I enjoyed hosting it. I get a lot of them because not many comics. I just love. I love being at people's office parties. I think I miss it. Can you give a shout out to my Mrs. Emma? Emma Robinson. Hello. Dave Murdoch, you shagged my sister. Are you sure, Dave? What was it? I need a name to confirm that. I did have quite a crazy year of being single. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not like I kept a creepy diary of people's surnames. But Dave, I am genuinely intrigued about, and I think everyone else is, about who your sister is and whether I genuinely shagged her. I mean, I'm not proud of the single year I had. My bedpole went so high that it had snow on the end of it. Ever heard of Binacre? No, I haven't. A touch of the COVID. Is it better to be perfect or late? Perfect and late, or good and on time? Good and on time. Fucking hate late people. Don't care what they deliver afterwards. Laura Costello. Was that the person I shagged? I missed it. Damn it. Charlie Anderson, how do you come up with your jokes? I'm an improviser. The caning that's going to drop later, I literally started my camera recording with a notepad on my desk, which said restaurants and pubs reopening. That's all I had. I had no jokes. I just started speaking. Toko Avalani asked, would I do a Zoom gig? I've done loads. I'm doing one this week. Just a Tonic, it's on sale. It's the first Zoom gig where I've been billed. Normally I pop up as a surprise, but this week, Just the Tonic, Zoom gig, 27th of June. Me and Henning Vane, I will be doing a live caning set. Come along. Jane Bicknell asks, is bum love funny? No, bum love is incredibly enjoyable. Keith Leon's just saying badger for no reason. Dave Murdoch, who's your fucking sister? You don't get to ask, are you blank for ideas, after saying I've had intercourse with your sister without giving us her name. Can you do posh people jokes? I do them all the time. Jokes about class. I think the general rule is any budding comedians on there, punch up. I tend to find it, hi John, Godley and Candice, I tend to find it funnier to punch upwards. So people that have more power, more influence than most of us, it's generally okay to make fun of them, generally. Not always. It's not as easy as that, but... Right, we're about to end the chat, but I'm actually just gagging to know, yes, I love Mickey Flanagan and Savage. Thoughts on Stuart Lee? I've already said I love Stuart Lee 3 times, William Frisbee. I can do all accents, Isla Newson, all of them. Yes, I edit my own videos. Do you know what makes me laugh? Yes, I have been working out. Oh, do you know what makes me laugh? Is people go, I just love the way you edit your videos and you do a jump cut. Why did you decide to do that? Are you comfortable that I fancy you? I am Bernadette Fox, very. All right, my setup right now is a sat-nav holder with a phone on it. Can you please explain how I'm going to do anything other than a jump cut, given that I'm going to say something, think of something else, then start speaking. So the jump cut isn't a stylistic choice. I have no fucking choice. James Fisher, do I have any investments? What? Nathan Whale, we need the sister's name. Thank you, Nathan. Did I fuck Dave Murdoch's sister? Did I? Jack Holiday, hello. Is YouTube money all that it's cracked up to be? Not for me, L4. Have you seen how many subscribers I've got on my channel? This is a baby channel. All of my big numbers I do on Facebook, where you can't... Boris Johnson video will do 2 million on there. So my videos do 1, 2, 300,000 on Facebook. I'll be lucky if they do 20,000 on here. I'm just adding... I just drop the videos on here for reference, and it's sort of... They've built up numbers by accident. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's pocket money, but it's not an income. Liz Bennion. Lisa Mers. I've never heard of Lisa Mers. Who's that? Is that the person I've shagged? Toko, I answered the question. I'm doing a Zoom gig this Saturday or Friday. When's the 27th? In 4 days. Right, guys. Drew P's asking me what's my biggest payment for a gig. Laughter from the audience. Guys, that's it. Let's go and watch the government briefing. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to look up Olga Murdoch. I'm going to look it up. I've definitely have never shagged anyone called Olga, so we all know that's a lie. I think I would remember crying out Olga at the crucial moment. Thank you very much. Don't forget, 8 p.m. tonight, I will be premiering a caning. That means it's not actually live, but I'm watching it with you and we're all commenting at the same time as it plays. I will do a live caning soon, but they're just better when you cut them. Thank you very much. Go and watch Boris. Let's see what he says about the pubs opening. Stay safe, people. And remember, if you are going to suck someone off, do it from 1 metre away.